Hello, everybody. My name is Lori Anderson, contributor for FreedomOutpost.com and co-host for Resurrect the Republic Dirty Uncle Sam Radio on RBN. I wanted to bring to your attention today two former Detroit police officers have been charged with misconduct for filing false police reports. Now, we do believe an innocent until proven guilty for each individual who is being charged with a crime. However, I would like to make a note of concern on my behalf. It is my opinion that it shouldn't just be quote-unquote misconduct. It should be perjury. Each and every individual person who has filed what you would consider an affidavit of truth or a report with police is considered perjury if they lie in that statement. Individual citizens in most cases would be faced with felonies. The felonies can be up to 5 years in prison, and I believe that there is no law enforcement officer or police officer, sheriff, or whatever the case may be, that should be held to a different standard. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play the video for you, and then I will issue my closing statements.
Former Detroit police officers are now officially charged with misconduct and filing a false police report. Stephen Foltz, named on the left of your screen, and John McKee on the right, both faced a judge today. The charges are linked to the case of a driver they stopped in January of last year. The prosecutor says they reported seeing a man toss a suspected bag of drugs from his car. Their information led to heroin charges against the driver, but the prosecutor says evidence proves they filed false reports. Today, both men pleaded not guilty to the charges. Foltz will be back in court later this month, and McKee will appear in May for a probable cause hearing.
Okay, so what I want to bring to the attention, look at the faces of these previous officers. They don't look quite so happy now. They don't look quite as arrogant now as they would have looked when they were working in collusion together, which is considered conspiracy against rights in 18 U.S. 241. They don't look near as happy or as arrogant or thinking that because they have a badge that it's going to protect them. And I just want to make it clear, as many of you know, we the people across this union are done. We're done with the corruption of police officers, senators, council members, you name it, people who are sitting in office, who are given the oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, as well as the state in which they reside. And we have no problem whatsoever with oath-keeping law enforcement. If you keep your oath, we have no problem. The problem lies in that there is a criminal element in every facet of the, whether it be cities and towns and states and counties and federal government, there is a rampant interconnection of almost a criminal mafia, and they think that they are above the law. Well, you know, they're not. And we, the people, are coming after you. We're going to come after you with indictments. We're going to come after you with presentments. We're going to handle it lawfully. We have the right to do so. We're the ones who created you. We are the ones who pay you. You are our servants, and you are also paid by us, so that makes you our employee. If you cannot do your job, turn your badge in. And, you know, I understand that a lot of individuals want to say, well, they have such a tough job and they're in danger and this, that. They chose that profession. No one made them go into law enforcement. No one made them decide to become the criminals. And people across this union are sick and tired of police officers, time and time again, falsifying police reports in order to entrap people to send them into a private prison in order for them to be able to gain money. We're tired of police officers obtaining search warrants, which is not really search warrants. They're signing statements under false pretenses. And then they bust into people's homes without real probable cause and without real search warrants. We are tired of them stealing people's private property, whether it be money, or whether it be their cars, or whether it be their houses, or whether it be their resources, or whether it be destruction of property. We are tired of this. We're tired of police officers firing first instead of using rules of engagement, which has caused a mass problem of people across the United States of America being shot who are unarmed. They can blame it on their training, because yes, they do have training now to use those no hesitation targets, making the people, even kids, children as young as 7 years old and 5 years old are shown in these no hesitation targets, and they're taught fire and then deal with it later. Well, you are a human being. You put your pants on the same way that we do. You breathe the same air that we do. You know right from wrong. There is no excuse. Nuremberg trials happened, and the same thing, they tried to use the same thing that no doubt many officers tried to use, that we were only following orders. Following orders is not an excuse. The men at Nuremberg hung from the neck. They hung. Iran-Contra, duty to disobey. UCMJ, look it up. You have a duty to disobey. The only orders that you have to follow being in the military are the ones that are lawful orders. If they are unconstitutional, then they are illegal and unlawful. That goes along with the different things. We're tired of these politicians, of these people, all the way up into the White House, all the way down into the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, the non-government organizations that are now hired to target our people and be on our land dressed as if they're military. But then the excuse is, well, they're not technically military, they're non-government organizations, so they can get by with it. Wrong, they cannot. You will be held accountable. We, the people of this union, we're done. We're done with your corruption. We're done with your criminal activity. We're done. So you can either repent and start doing your job right and uphold your oath, or hang your badge up, because make no mistake, eventually you are going to be the one in handcuffs. You are going to be the one sitting in those prisons. We will not tolerate this corruption, this criminal mafia activity anymore. Do your job or get out of it, because I'm telling you, we have asked, we have begged, we have pleaded, we have tried to give a redress of grievances, and all you do is feed your criminal activity, and then you wonder why people have become lawless. Because the quote-unquote law enforcement is criminal. Not all of them, but many of them, and many more now than what used to be. And then you wonder why people don't care what you say or how you act, or don't want to engage with you, or don't trust you to answer questions, because you twist, you manipulate, you lie, and you make up things. You base it off of hearsay, and you convict people for 25 years on false information, knowing that you're doing it, and the only thing you get is a slap on the wrist. Well, no more. We the people created the government. We the people pay your paychecks. And we the people have that inherent right in which we were born with. I remember the Magna Carta when the king was out of control. He was stealing people's property and their items and their things and was abusive. And he almost got his head cut off. They presented him with the Magna Carta, and he had the choice, sign or get your head cut off. And in that Magna Carta, a lot of our rights stem, the confirmation of our rights. They didn't come from it, but they were confirmed in it. That is also where we get the confirmation of the grand juries, and that's Section 61 of the Magna Carta of 1215. The common law grand juries. that we as individuals are free and we have the innate right to not be oppressed. We fought a revolution over it. We're done. All of these politicians up in Washington, D.C. want to pretend, oh, well, I'm anti-this or I'm anti-that. Yet they fund, train, arm, and support the very terrorists that they claim that they are fighting. They invade sovereign nations around the globe. And all of these senators who claim to be against it vote for the funding. They're not against it. They just say one thing and then backdoor it by saying, well, we have to fund it because. No, you don't have to fund anything. It's an invasion. There has not been a war declared since World War II. All the rest have been invasions. So make no mistake, when we control and when we get back to the rights of the people and stop worrying about some fictitious person under this illusion that they're going to keep you safe and the whole time they're nothing but criminals, then we'll save our union. Then we will be a freer people. Then we will have liberty. And then the federal government will be kicked right back into their 10 miles square, according to Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17, and according to all the alphabet agencies that are at the seat of government for U.S. Code 72. You must remain inside the District of Columbia. You're thieves. You're criminals. And we're done. So make no mistake. Be ready. Because we're coming after you in a lawful manner. We're not like you. We're not criminals. We believe in due process of law. We believe even in your right to due process. While you support taking away our rights to due process, while you support attacking individuals, while you support falsifying evidence in order to obtain convictions, while you support stealing personal property under the guise that it might be drug related. And, on that note, can you please tell me in your state constitution, as well as in the United States Constitution, where you ever had authority in the first place to declare or to dictate to any individual human being what they will or will not put in their own body? You don't have that authority. You took that authority. You usurped it, and the people didn't realize it because of the propaganda through mainstream media and through the public school system. If the people would unite by realizing what their real rights are and their real liberties are, oh, good Lord, this union would be phenomenal and wonderful, and we wouldn't need people like you. We wouldn't have to hire for national security because we, the people, we are national security. We are the original Homeland Security, and we kicked Britain's butt once. We have 355 million people within the United States of America when I last checked. if every one of us were trained and armed, and we don't have to be part of a militia. Everybody is part of an unorganized militia. We wouldn't need you. How much money would we save then? And how many lives would be saved then? And how many families would not be ripped apart then? Because we have the largest prison population in the world, and yet the very ones who are the most corrupt, the most evil, and get by with the things that are worse than anybody on the street. You all think you get a pass? Nope. Be prepared. Because the grand juries are coming together. You're going to be held accountable, just like the individuals out in Oregon, just like the judges, all of them eventually, and it may not happen in my day, but it is starting and it is exploding. And that is a wonderful thing, because I want to be able to see my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, even if I am not here, to live in a truly free and prosperous union. Always remember, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Thank you. God bless you. Semper Fidelis. If you like my message, please thumbs up. Please reshare. We the people have united. We the people are done. We're coming after every one of you that are corrupt, and every one of you that stick your boot upon the neck of our people, every one of you that thieve under color of law. That includes senators, presidents, presidential nominees, county commissioners. All of you, be warned. Because we don't come to you by might and power, we come to you by the Spirit of the Lord. And He, you will never defeat. God bless you and good night.